Hello and welcome to our college series. My name is Chicho Robert. We are going to look at the movement of substances in and out of cells. Substances move in and out of cells through the following processes: diffusion, osmosis, and active transport. Let's start by looking at diffusion. When a bottle of perfume is opened in one corner of the room, it's not long before the molecules of scent are spread all parts of the room. This can also happen in the still air by a process known as diffusion. So what is diffusion? Diffusion is the movement of molecules of gases and liquids from a region where their concentration is high to a region where their concentration is low. In living organisms, diffusion occurs because molecules dissolved in a solution are in a constant random motion due to their kinetic energy. One of the results of this motion is that the dissolved molecules become evenly distributed throughout the solution. But what brings about these molecules being evenly distributed throughout the solution? Let's demonstrate the process of diffusion. In this case, we shall need a glass beaker, potassium permanganate crystals, and water. What will be the procedure? A glass beaker is filled with water, about 100 cubic centimeters. Then a crystal of potassium permanganate is placed at the base of the beaker of water, and then the experiment is left to stand for some time. Let's see what happens when a crystal of potassium permanganate is dropped in water. When a crystal of potassium permanganate is dropped in water, it dissolves. The individual molecules move randomly and constantly from where they are very concentrated or very many to an area where they are very scarce or less concentrated. This movement of molecules from an area of higher concentration to an area of low concentration is termed as diffusion. The molecules of potassium permanganate will continue to disperse until when all the molecules are equally dispersed into the solution. What are the factors that affect the rate of diffusion? Let's start by looking at temperature. The higher the temperature of the molecules, the faster the rate of diffusion. If the temperature of the medium is low, there will be a slow rate of movement of molecules due to a low kinetic energy, thus a slow rate of diffusion. However, notice that if the temperature of the medium is high, the kinetic energy increases, thus increase in the rate of diffusion. Kinetic energy is the energy of motion. The best way to increase kinetic energy is to increase the temperature of the solution. So, the particles in it starts moving faster. This increases the rate of movement, thus increasing on the rate of diffusion. Another factor affecting the rate of diffusion is the size of molecules. The smaller the size of molecules, the faster the rate of diffusion. That is to say, smaller molecules diffuse faster than the larger molecules. Another factor that affects the rate of diffusion is the surface area over which diffusion occurs. The larger the surface area over which diffusion is to take place, the faster the rate of diffusion. Smaller particles have a larger surface area to volume ratio than the larger particles. So smaller particles have a higher rate of diffusion than the larger particles. This is because there is a larger space for absorption per given volume. For example, the iridium has finger-like projections which grows up and down. What this does is to increase surface area over which absorption takes place. Another factor which affects the rate of diffusion is the diffusion distance. The shorter the diffusion distance between the two regions, the faster the rate of diffusion. 3. Concentration gradient. The higher the concentration gradient between the two regions, the faster the rate of diffusion. But what is concentration gradient? Concentration gradient, this is a state in which the concentration of a solid or particles differs between 2 points, such as 2 opposing sides of the cell membrane, the outer sides of the cell and the inner side. What does this mean? If the line in between the 2 sides represents the cell membrane, notice there is a lot of molecules on the left-hand side, that is 10 particles, than on the right-hand side, only 4 particles. So this sets up a concentration gradient or a difference in concentration. What will happen? The fusion will proceed from left to right because of higher concentration on the left-hand side than on the right-hand side. If we, however, increase the concentration gradient on the left-hand side from 10 to 18 molecules or particles, what will happen? The rate of diffusion will be higher than before due to increase in concentration gradient. Note the following. Diffusion is a passive process, i.e., does not require energy to occur. 2. Diffusion of a substance occurs along or down the concentration gradient. What are we trying to mean? If absorption takes place according to the concentration gradient, as discussed before, it is called passive absorption. So, the diffusion of particles across the cell membrane is a passive transport because the cell does not have to spend energy to make the process happen. It's like molecules dropping from the top of the plane up to the bottom. Remember, however, that the cell membrane is selectively permeable. Thus, it has different effect on the rate of diffusion of each molecule. Another thing we can notice that the diffusion results into equal distribution of molecules. That is to say, it brings about equilibrium. For example, the fusing molecules are equal on each, the particles are equal on each sides. That is what we call equilibrium. Significance of the diffusion of organisms. 1. One of the importance of the diffusion in living organisms, it enables substances to move in and out of cells. 2. Oxygen diffuses into blood and carbon dioxide moves out of the blood in lungs of mammals by diffusion. When you breathe in, the inhaled air goes into the nose, pharynx, trachea to the alveoli. By diffusion, oxygen moves from the alveolus into the capillaries and carbon dioxide moves from the capillaries into the alveoli. Another significance of diffusion is digested food, for example, simple sugars, the glucose, amino acids, enter the blood from the gut by diffusion. After food is digested into small and soluble particles, it is absorbed by the ileum. The ileum is long to increase surface area for absorption. In the ileum, there is a larger number of finger-like projections called villi. Each villus has a lymph vessel called lacteo. The lacteo is surrounded by a network of blood capillaries. Water-soluble substances, i.e. glucose, amino acids, and minerals, are absorbed through the walls of the villi into the capillaries by diffusion and active transport. Another significance of diffusion we can talk of is the unicellular organisms, like amoeba, take in oxygen and pass out carbon dioxide through the cell membrane by diffusion. These single-celled organisms depend on diffusion for exchange of substances in and out of their cell membranes. Finally, plant root hairs take up some salts by diffusion. Salts are taken up in form of sodium ions and chloride ions. Ions enter the roots by diffusion. The ions move from a region of a higher concentration in the soil to a region of lower concentration in the roots. So, movement of ions takes place from a region where their concentration is high to where their concentration is low by diffusion. These are some of the significances of diffusion to organisms. Thank you for watching. For more tutorials and learning resources, visit www.ovocollege.com or our Facebook page at Ovo College. Thank you. Stay safe.